All right, we back in the barbershop. This barbershop talk. Basically, I was trying to get word out to a bunch of people who wanted to know about different things within the stock market. And I don't know, every time I turn around, like this afternoon, the guy, when I was working out, he brought up AMC and he wanted to know what was the big deal about it. And I tried to explain to him that there's a lot of things that's not being talked about because it's under the table. And the first thing that I brought up to him was how YouTube was an instrument that could be used for or against you. You gotta be careful with YouTube because there's a lot of YouTubers on there that's just trying to make money. I'm not looking for likes, I'm not looking for subscribers. I'm just looking to get information out based on barbershop talk that we have that people, just bring out. One of the things that's been brought out recently was, according to the question today, that the guy asked me, going back to AMC, how did AMC get in a position that it's the most talked about, the most traded commodity on the market right now? Well, one of the things that we try to remember is that you gotta look at the big picture. The Wanda Group, which was a Chinese group, had the majority shares of AMC movie theaters or AMC Entertainment. And because of the pandemic, there was a bunch of people that believed that Jeff Bezos had some play in the game where he was trying to convince these hedge funds to short AMC and run them out of business, which would have knocked the Wanda Group off their pedestal, which was a good thing in a sense if you were against Chinese owning AMC theaters. But the real situation came into play is where we know how hedge funds manipulate and do things to help out other billionaires to basically squeeze a lot of people out of jobs, out of revenue, out of opportunity to continue with their company. And AMC was on the victim list. When AMC got on the victim list, a bunch of retail investors got on board and said, hey, they done ran this stock all the way down to $3 and $4. So I myself decided, well, the Wanda Group just sold out. So basically, who's gonna take up the slack to save AMC to keep people from like Jeff Bezos and these big hedge funds making billions and billions of dollars and getting a movie theater chain for pennies on the dollar, and then, put us in a position where even if they didn't change it into a prime theater situation, we was going to basically lose an American icon. AMC, even though the Wanda Group is out, that should be a big thing for anybody because Chinese were trying to, corner real estate markets, corner entertainment markets, and do a whole bunch of other things, and I could see why a lot of Americans would want the Chinese out. Well, Jeff Bezos was trying to get people like Citadel, Melvin Capital, and other hedge fund groups with billions of dollars to short AMC, basically to run him straight out of business. Okay, AMC basically hires over 4,000 people to help run some of their theaters, and it's probably a lot more now. But these people would have been unemployed, without jobs, without anything, without a way to take care of their families, losing out on mortgages for their houses, losing everything. So the retail investor got in at $3 and $4 and said, okay, we're gonna buy as many shares as we can. Well, the shares for AMC was only 512 million. Now, once we started buying up all those shares, the Wanda Group out, retail investors, boom, we rushed in, bam, start buying shares. It started going to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, $77 at the peak. And everybody like, wow, what's happening? Well, the retail investors saved AMC. Well, then you got people like Adam Aron, CEO for AMC. In my opinion, I don't trust him. In my opinion, he could have gave a dividend and put all this shit to rest. Boom. End of story. Well, he ended up selling some shares. Oh, that made me think, what the hell's going on? Here we are saving this company, and now this man is basically selling out. Well, a lot of people call him the silverback and think, oh, great things about him. Yeah, sometimes you can put on two faces, whenever you playing a silly game, and that's exactly what I feel is going on. I don't blame Ken Griffin and all these hedge funds for shorting AMC. That's what they do. They never created nothing. They never built nothing, but they got billions of dollars. How did they get it? Stealing from us. So let's look at the whole picture. The whole picture now, these AMC theaters are being saved by the retail investor, the SEC. They're not helping us because they on the tape. I don't care what anybody say, this is barbershop talk. SEC supposed to be protecting us, they on the tape. Why would you let a company go 2 years almost shorting the company that they can't short anymore because the stock is not going to go down to zero? It's not. It would have to go down to zero pennies for the short sellers to win. They can't win. The only play they got now is to continue to drop the price to get people to rush out. There's fake shares, synthetic shares, probably over 20 billion shares in the market right now that shouldn't even be there on AMC. That's not being accounted for because Alameda won't make a dividend. Once you make a dividend, everything has to be accounted for. So when Alameda decides to give a dividend, this whole fiasco is over. It's over. But he won't give the dividend, which makes me think, hey, here we are saving the company that you're the CEO of, and you won't fix the situation. Okay, what's the average AMC CEO going to make in a year? Maybe 300,000? Maybe a little bit more? Well, if you offer him $2 billion, guess what? Sold out. Sold out. Only way retail can win right now is if they buy and hold. Buy and hold. Buy and hold. You're getting it at a discount. They're not going to let it go to $10 because if it go to $10, their borrowing price will go up to 30%. And this is how people don't understand the stock market get caught up. They are borrowing shares to short it to the market. So they got to borrow shares. Now, rumor is, barbershop talk, that they over in the lit exchange in Europe paying $1,400 a share because the apes won't sell. They won't sell their shares. The only way out of this is for the apes to sell. And if they don't sell, guess what? You already know. All right, boss, just drop it right there. I got you. Good look, good look, good look. Yes, sir. So now the bottom line goes back to this. How many people are willing to buy AMC and hold? Because we in this shit by ourselves. Adam Aaron, the SEC, don't even talk about Ken Griffin and Citadel and Robin Hood and all these other crooks because they doing what they supposed to do. Robin Hood, instead of robbing from the rich and giving to the poor, they robbing from the poor and giving to the rich because they all want to be rich. Think about it. They all want to be rich. And what they have to do is prey on the people who don't know enough about the market, call us dumb money, call us everything. But see, this is what you have to ask yourself. If this is not a fundamental play, and we in it for stupidity, then why would a $3, $4 stock run all the way up to $72, $77? Somebody has a glitch in the system somewhere and figured out a way to hold out and hold out and hold out until these retail investors start selling. I'm going to tell you right now, Adam Aaron, he did come on and mention how the short sellers was doing their dirty business. He did mention that. I give him credit for that. I even give Gary Gensler, chairman of the SEC, I give him credit. He said most of these companies that, like Citadel and all these market makers, they buy the share, they pay for the order flow that comes from Robinhood, Webull, places like that. And what they do, they hide it in the market for a couple days until they can manipulate the price that they want. If they can't manipulate the price they want, then they turn around and screw us even more by putting it in a dark pool where we can't even see it. So if the SEC want to make a fair playing field for the retail investors or any investor, eliminate dark pools, find out who's making synthetic shares, lock their ass up, and that'll send a signal to the rest of Wall Street that you can't be cheating and ripping people off causing them to lose their jobs, lose their homes, lose their families, lose everything because they want more billions. This is not $1 million deal. This is $1 billion deal, and the hedge funds are getting it up the ass. They're getting it up the ass right now. And anybody that get involved with AMC right now could get a boatload of money. Boatload. Because look at the whole situation. Let's look at GME. Let's look at GameStop. That share was $4 a share, and then within hours of a trading day, shot all the way up to $400. They took the buy button away, said the only way you can deal with anything with GameStop is through the sell button, not the buy button. Because the more you buy it with a random price, probably up to $1,000, they didn't want to see that. They couldn't afford that. There's not enough money right now in all the circulation globally to pay these motherfucking AMC apes for the mess that these hedge funds made. How do you pay for over 20 billion shares that's shorted in the market that don't exist? You can't sell a car 10 times. One car 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 times. It's only one title. You can't duplicate the title, sell it to 100 people, and it's when it's only one car. Do the math. I don't know who's in charge of these hedge funds, but they some of the most stupid fucks I've ever met in my life. And they call themselves brilliant. They robbing us, they ripping us off. The system is unfair. You got these devils and demons running the system. You understand? They got their private planes, their private yachts. They done bought out the government. They done bought out the CEO of AMC. AMC investors, people like you and I, the common investor, we got a gold mine if we sit on it. But the bottom line is, they're looking for a way for the government to bail them out of this situation. It would take, I don't know how many trillions to get them out of this mess. They don't have it. They don't have it. What they do is, they don't tell you this. When you short a company and it goes to zero and goes bankrupt, you do not have to show your hand. You do not have to show what you shorted them with or how much you shorted them with. It goes to zero, so you have to pay zero, nothing. They keep thinking that the stock is going to go to zero, and it's not. But the thing that I'm trying to figure out is, how is the SEC, the DOJ, and everybody else that's supposed to be the watchdogs of this market allowing this to happen? How is it possible? All of them are on the tape. All of them. Show me a Christian within the organization that's got the balls enough to stand up and say, hey, I'm going to blow the whistle on these people. They got this one Chinese dude. He was a hedge fund CEO or owner or whatever. He's facing jail time, so you know he's going to start snitching. But if he starts snitching, how can he snitch on people that's paying billions of dollars to stay out of jail? Look at our president back when 9/11 kicked off. When you look at our president, this man making about $300,000 a year, and these Saudis and Bin Laden family was giving him billions. So you don't think that he would sell out and allow them to blow up the World Trade Center just so they could send a message to the Jews who perhaps own the World Trade Center? They didn't care about the people that was in there. They just wanted to send a message. And the Bushes helped them do it because of the mighty dollar. That's why I'm trying to tell you, the stock market is rigged. You got to think like a crook to be in the stock market. If you can't think like a crook, stay out. Like I said before, I'm playing with house money so they can do whatever they want to do with it. You know, they could give me some more of it or they could take it all back. I ain't going to be mad because I got in the game knowing what the situation was. When you get in the game knowing the score before you start, you shouldn't have no complaints.